Good evening, bonsoir, good day. I thought I'd share a little excerpt from a chat I was listening to a little earlier on. This gentleman makes some interesting points, interesting ideas to reflect upon. And I wanted to share this little 6-minute section with you. I will put the link in the description below. I still today more so stand with the understanding that the true shape of the earth is, in point of fact, an unknowable thing, and that's okay. He touches upon the idea of inexplicable mysteries in this talk. However, at a certain point, there are certain things that just make sense, or at least more sense. So let's take a listen, a little follow-up, I guess, to my China lands on the dark side of the moon. One shout out. What's happening, mister? Take a little listen, and I'll come back and give my closing perspective on this. Okay?
See these people who believe that they're sending craft to space. They might well believe it. They're not necessarily lying. They believe it. And you just have to look at the way the whole thing works. You know, NASA, for example, or a space agency gets a budget from the government, which is funded by the taxpayer. And then they put out this bidding. Okay, we're going to send a probe to Mars. So they ask people to bid. So you've got little groups of people who, you know, maybe engineers and what have you, or students, and they club together and they pitch their idea. Okay, we got this, we're going to put this rover up there with a drill on it, and it's going to have a scoop and this and that and a parachute. And NASA says, okay, you've got the contract. And this small group of people are literally over the moon because they got a contract. Yeah, so it means the next 4, 5, 6, maybe 10 years, they have a salary. They have something to do, they have to build a machine, they start from scratch. And they're going to do it with a huge amount of passion. Their entire life is going to be dedicated to getting this, building a machine, sticking it in a rocket and sending it to Mars. They have no reason to question whether or not that what they're doing is actually going to excuse me. And no reason at all to question it. So they're not lying. They believe it. They're getting paid. They're doing something that they're driven to do. And they believe that they are doing something to advance humanity. So we have good people, and their drive, their passion is misplaced, misdirected into this dream of reaching the stars. And all down the line, people are making huge amounts of money off it. But the military-industrial complex, and they might find out a few things. They might invent a few things. Bet your life if they probably sign non-disclosure agreements, and they probably within their contracts are clauses such as, if you invent a tool to do a specific job, then that becomes a property of the agency. Yeah, I mean, you find that in all walks of life. I remember working for a furniture installation company, and that was part of the contract. If you come up with an idea or a tool that makes the job more efficient, then that becomes the property of the company. You're not allowed to take it with you. This is just the corporate world. That's how it works. And that's what globalization is, isn't it? It's corporations. It's a world run by corporations. And of course, it's very difficult for us to imagine or perceive that it could be any different. But isn't it funny, you know, you go and have a look at for example, go and have a look at Forbes' top 10 most lucrative industries. I can't remember offhand, but I think number 1 is financial services. And this basically the services that you have to pay for in order to pay your taxes. These companies that do this for you, are the most lucrative. Then of course you have property services, medical services, education. These are among the top 10 most lucrative industries in the world, when really these should be the things that are provided absolutely free by governments to their people. Health care. And not pharmaceuticals and chemical things, but proper nutrition and health care. But no, it's completely the opposite way around. You've got herbal remedies being banned and replaced by chemical dependency from doctors. And again, we have traditional treatments like that ridiculed and fought against by those who wish to have power over the people. So you see this everywhere, and of course a trait you'll see amongst the...
So yeah, he goes on and on to talk about other things. And if you listen to that whole 40-minute plus chat he did on his channel, I really enjoyed it. I enjoy his work with the flow, the overall outlook, analysis of the situation. So on this the day, Friday, January the 11th, that's a 111 code right there. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful Friday and weekend coming up. Every day is a weekend.